Hi, my name is Jim Seneczko. I'm the Vice President with AFC International, and today I'm going to showcase and show you a product that we really like here at AFC. It's the Rae Systems AutoRae Lite, and the AutoRae Lite is basically a bump test station, and an automatic calibration station as well. So it's two types of devices in one. Although you know we make the AFC bump stations 101 and some of our other devices we make here for bump testing. When you can, and you're only using one manufacturer of gas detection, we always think that you should use the manufacturer's bump and cal station. And that would be the fact here with Rae Systems unit. The AutoRae Lite works with Rae Systems AARae 2. Now, the AARae 2 is probably the most economical and one of the better multi-gas meters out there. To say multi-gas, we're talking combustibles, oxygen, H2S, and carbon monoxide. What makes it nice is it's a very decent price, good performance, the pump's nice and strong, and we've had some really good successes with over the years. But as you know, and you know how I teach, I always like to make sure we do bump testing prior to use, and it's very, very important that we at least do some type of bump test prior to use. What the AutoRae Lite does for you, though, it's a 24/7 type device. It sits on the wall. It's there for anybody at any time to go calibrate or bump test their unit. But what the AutoRae Lite does is we can configure it to and program it to, worker comes up to do a bump. If it doesn't pass a simple bump test within 20 seconds, it'll then automatically go right into a full calibration. And this is very cool because it doesn't take any other human intervention at all. You don't have to go get a cylinder, you don't have to get the safety professional or an engineer or the calibration guy. All you do is just sit and wait and watch, and the system, the AutoRae Lite system does it automatically. So what I'm going to do here, I turn on this unit. This is a Rae Systems AARae 2. I'm going to pan in a little bit here and show you the meter. You got 4 gas sensors going on up here. Internal pump unit. Now it doesn't have to be a pump unit. This device, the AutoRae Lite, works with diffusion and pump, but today we're going to be using a pump unit. You do have to use the white filter, the water trap dust filter, when you do use the AutoRae Lite bump testing calibration station, so that you do have to use. I'm going to go ahead and pan in a little tighter, and now I'm going to go ahead and do a bump. So all I'm going to do is take my meter. It's turned on. I did a fresh air earlier on. Take the unit, put it face first towards the unit, and slide this jaw up right here on the unit. So now the instrument is contained in here. I slid this little connector holder piece for the instrument upward, and you'll see the green power light came on. And I don't know if you can see this, but there's a green bump and a green cal button that is lit up. So all I have to do now is go ahead and push the bump button, and now 20 seconds the gas cylinder through this connection through here on the AutoRae Lite is going to give the instrument bump test gas or calibration gas to see if it falls within certain parameters, basically thresholds over time. So gas over time and how they respond is really going to dictate whether or not we need to do a full cal or a bump's going to be sufficient. In this case, green light comes on the unit right up here. If you can see that, green light means good. We passed. All I have to do is slide the holder down, pull the instrument out, hit any button, and I've just passed the bump test. So very, very simple, very efficient, easy to do. Anybody can be trained to do this, and this is what we like this system. It's easy, it's simple. It's one less thing that you safety engineers or people in charge of the gas meters have to worry about, is letting workers, you know, do their own bumps. That's great. It's a great thing. So now, let's say if it didn't pass the bump, it would go automatically right into calibration. So now another 2 more minutes, because it's going to go ahead and zero. We use a port down at the bottom of the unit to pull in 0 fresh air. The instrument will zero out, and then it'll go into a normal calibration cycle and set the instrument up precisely to the concentrations that are in the cylinder right here. So it does take a little bit of getting set up the first time around, but once you get it set up, you basically can run 24/7 without any worries. Now, a question comes up often, well, what if I just did a straight calibration every time? Do I have to do a bump and then let it automatically go into cal? And the answer is no. All you simply have to do is, we're going to go ahead and do a cal, take the unit, same way we did the bump. We're going to put it in here, close up the jaw. I call it the jaw. It basically holds the instrument in place. you'll see that the green lights came back on down here. You got the bump and the cal. This time I'm going to hit the cal button. You'll see the cal light on the front of the unit flickering, a yellowish red color. But after about 2 minutes, it's then going to either pass or fail. If it fails, we'll get a solid red light. And that would mean to me, hey, don't use the unit. But if we get a green light, that means everything passed, everything cal'd right, and you're ready to go to work. So that's kind of neat. That's kind of a neat thing. So we're just going to kind of wait our time here. And again, when we do a cal, it takes longer because we're doing a 0 first. We're doing a fresh air 0. So this means wherever the AutoRae Lite is mounted, right here we have it on our office wall, our tech shop wall, you got to make sure that this area has good, clean, fresh air. If this is a contaminated area, that would not be good because we're using that air to do the 0 portion of the calibration, right? Whenever we do a calibration, we want to do a 0 baseline, and then we use a span gas, or the term span means we're taking cal gas and spanning it up higher than those normal baselines. So all the AutoRae Lite's doing is exactly the same thing, just an automated. So where this unit has to go needs to be clean, fresh air source. Okay? We've had customers call and say, hey, it's not passing, it's having troubles with calibration. It's all based upon where they have placed the AutoRae Lite. It has to be in a clean, fresh area. So it can't be in a process area. It can't be where you got toxic gases floating around. Can't be in a bay where you have trucks running, like in a fire department and a fire station on the apparatus floor. Probably not a good place for that. So finding a good, clean, fresh air source is always a trick. But if we can do that, this will do a great job. A couple of other features. There's a pressure gauge right here. It'll tell us the amount of pressure in our cylinder. These cylinders usually come between 500 psi and 1,000 when they're full. And as they are used up, they'll deplete that pressure. So we can easily tell what we need to replace our gas cylinder at that point. Underneath, there is a connection for a computer cable, or a comms cable. That was what we would use to program the unit through your PC. You can see now our cal cycle is finished. The green light came on. That means it's a pass, and everything's good. So I'm going to go ahead, slide the jaw down or the holder down, pull the Rae 2 out, hit any button to clear. You're always going to get a little bit of an alarm, a little bit of a beep. That's just residual gas that's inside the system. Once it clears, the alarm goes out. And now we can go out and do our job. Okay? Now, as far as logging and recording that event, this cal station, this bump, what we just did, there's two things. One, on the instrument, when we download this through our PC, we can actually see the actual cal dates and bump dates that we've passed. Okay, so that's retained on the instrument on its data logger. The other area where we actually record this is on the AutoRae Lite itself. Underneath, there's a little port. You'll find a little SD card. Now, the SD card will retain all the bumps, all the cals, regardless of passes or fails. And it'll also record serial number of the unit. It'll give you all the sensor configurations of the unit. It'll give individual pass-fail indications on like an Excel spreadsheet that tell you whether you passed or not. So very, very cool. It's a facilitating program, meaning it really is just going to be, you take this SD card and stick it into your PC, and it'll open up Excel. Excel seems to be the program that will be able to handle a spreadsheet, but I imagine other programs out there can handle spreadsheets, could be used as well. But I use an Excel spreadsheet, not a problem. So you have the date, the time, the instrument serial number, each individual sensor, whether they passed or failed, it's all there with a timestamp, and you're good to go. So very, very important that we do the logging, and this particular device, the AutoRae Lite, does that right here using this SD card. You notice when I pulled the SD card out, the red light came on, says service request, because it wants to make sure we have that card in place. I'm going to go ahead and simply put the card back in. The light drops off. It's all set and ready to go for another one. I'm going to go ahead and take the meter again. Rae 2, I'm going to go ahead and do another bump. Stick it in the instrument, close up the jaw here, hit the bump test button, and again, I'm doing another 20-second bump, and we'll see what happens here. I got my light flickering here. It's like an amber yellow color flickering on the bump, and in what, 20 seconds, give or take a few, it's going to give me a green light, go, or a red light, no. And in this case, I've programmed it to go right into cal. The green light's good, no cal needed. Take the unit out, clear it with any button, and off to work I go. AutoRae Lite from Rae Systems, Rae 2 from Rae Systems, AFC, Rae Systems, great relationship, great solutions. Again, being a safety engineer, buying a meter is one thing, understanding how it reads and the information it's giving you is another, but also, equally importantly, having a means and a method to calibrate, bump test, and recording. Very, very nice. So it's a nice, clean solution for you using meters for confined space or any kind of application where you need gas detection instruments. Again, you need more information, give us a call at 800-952-3293 or visit us on our website, www.afcintl.com. And again, this is Jim Seneczko for AFC. Be safe.